Hi, this is our step-by-step guide on how to pay your super using Xero. Okay, so it's important to note a few things. So superannuation for your employees and for yourself, if you're a business owner getting paid through payroll, is only deductible for your business when it is paid. However, there are really strict due dates on when we would like you to be paying this by. So we've got a little summary here. So payroll paid between the 1st of January and the 31st of March is required to be received by the super fund by the 28th of April. Now we'd recommend actually processing your payroll around the 10th to the 15th of that month, so probably around the 15th of April. Payroll that you pay between the 1st of April and the 15th of June, because superannuation is deductible when it's paid, we actually want to claim a tax deduction for that in this financial year. So we're going to get you to pay it a little bit before the actual due date. So we're going to say that one is due on the 15th of June. For any final payroll that you might be processing between the 15th of June and the 30th of June, there's not really enough time that the superannuation fund is going to receive that payment by the 30th of June. So we're unlikely to get the tax deduction for that one in this financial year. We'll claim it next year. So that one we're going to say is due at the latest by the 28th of July. Payroll paid from the 1st of July to the 30th of September. The superannuation on that needs to be received by the super fund by the 28th of October. And payroll paid the 1st of October to the 31st of December is due on the 28th of January. Now what's really important is in 2026, the government is actually planning superannuation must be paid on the same date as payroll. So if you actually want to start authorising your super each pay run, go ahead. There's no penalties for paying it early. It's actually much easier for you, and it can be long-term a little bit easier to manage your cash flow because you're actually paying it with each pay run. So it's not a larger liability that you're actually accumulating over time. So what does it look like? So we've got a demo organisation here, and we've actually redacted a lot of information to make sure that we are keeping things nice and private here. So in the main Xero dashboard, what we're going to do is we're actually going to navigate up to that payroll tab in the blue banner. Next, once you select that, you're actually going to go all the way down to superannuation here and payroll processing. Now make sure you have completed all of your pay runs. They're all up to date before you do this. When you click on that superannuation tab, this is the screen that appears, and it will show you when all of the super has been processed and paid. We're actually going to navigate up to this button where it says Add Super Payment. Once you select that, what it's going to do is actually bring up each pay run and each employee how much superannuation is owing for each pay run, what hasn't been processed yet. Now, you can pick and choose which ones need to be paid, okay? But I generally will just pick up everything, even if it's not due for a while. So if you want to pick up, say for example, you'd already done a payroll in the next quarter and it wasn't due yet, you could just manually select which pay runs were due, or you can just tick this button next to the period, and that will select all of the payments. All right, what we're going to do once we've selected the payments that we want, the total amount is going to show up here in your Xero file, and you're going to scroll down the bottom and you are going to see down here, submit for approval. This is a crucial step. Do not hit mark as paid. You want to submit for approval. What that is going to do then is when you first set up superannuation, you nominate an authorised person, okay? You're going to go through to the next workflow here and hit approve. So it almost rechecks, okay? Your authorised person then will get a text message with an authorisation code. Now, if this is you, that's great. We're going to keep going through this workflow if it is you. If it's not, that authoriser will use that code. They need to log in on a desktop or laptop and actually enter that code to approve the direct debit. The authoriser for your Xero file needs to actually have bank account approval to allow direct debits. Okay, What happens then is, say it's me, the next screen I see is it actually shows this batch that I've just entered pending approval. Now, because I've just received my code here to approve it, I'm going to click on that line item now. And up is going to pop this box here. So I can just enter the code that I received from my mobile phone in here, hit approve and submit. And that's everything. That's now given Xero the information around all of the superannuation payments, and that actually triggers off in the back end notifications to all of the super funds, what the payments are, what periods they relate to, and which employee, and what their member numbers are. It also authorised Click Super to direct debit that amount from your bank account and pay that out to all of the super funds on your behalf. And that's it. Your superannuation is now complete.